Alright, we are watching Swinwappy, who's playing primarily Zarya in this game. This is on Kings Road, Diamond 3. I assume this is PC. Hi guys, I main Reinhardt and Junker Queen, but I've been trying to get better with other heroes, namely Zarya and Diva. In this Kings Road game, I had a hard time breaking through the first point. Through most of the game, I felt like I had little control over what was going on. Is there anything I can be doing to regain control? During third point defense, I also felt like I was playing very passively, which is something I hate doing. Was I right in playing passively? So this is going to be a short review. I'm only going to cover your first point attack and third point defense, which are the ones that you actually ask questions about. And having watched both of them, your biggest issue is like your core Zarya mechanics and decision making. Like I didn't watch any of the rest of your games. I don't know how well you play on any other heroes, but I think on Zarya it's like very clear. It doesn't feel quite like diamond, mid-diamond level gameplay, and I'm going to talk through why. So you're going to start here as Reinhardt, you're going to see the enemy lineup, and then you switch, presumably, like maybe it's the Bastion or something, but fine. So we come back out as Zarya. So what's the game plan here as Zarya? So for Zarya, your perspective is, look, if they give me an opportunity to, and they make a mistake, just kill them and we win the point. That rarely happens. Like I would never rely on that happening. Like DMT will make mistakes, especially in Diamond, but I would never rely on that happening. So my game plan here is I want to get high energy, where high energy is defined as like basically anything over 60%. I want to get high energy, I want to get 2 bubbles, and then I win the fight. Because once you're high energy, you get 2 bubbles, the fight is over. Like it's really, really hard to deal with Zarya once she has double bubble in a situation where they cannot escape from you. Okay? There are maps where they can kite you, like for example on Junkertown or Dorado or whatever, where like they like can just stay way out of range, and then Zarya's really, really bad. Or they can dive your team and kill your team and leave you alive to the very end. But in a brawl type situation like King's Row, which is one of the best Zarya maps, they cannot escape from you. You are like an unstoppable juggernaut once you get high energy. And a huge part about playing Zarya is you have to play differently based on how many bubbles that you have. And that's the core thing that you're not doing right. Like when you get high energy, you get more aggressive, but you're not basing it on your bubble count, you're basing it on your energy count. And thus you die in situations where if you had a bubble, you would have wiped the whole team and you're just too impatient. You also waste some bubbles, especially on friend bubbles, is the primary issue. So you pop some bubble, you bubble to walk in here. I think that's okay. I typically would not do that because I don't expect them to be lighting me up like that, but it's fine. So let's think about bubbles right now. So when you have 2 bubbles, super aggressive. 1 bubble, somewhat aggressive, like careful aggression. 0 bubbles, very, very, very safe, unless they give you a huge opportunity, like, oh, like we can just walk in and win right now. Otherwise, like if there isn't a clear opportunity, play very, very safe when you have 0 bubbles, right? So again, 2 bubbles, you can do whatever the heck you want. 1 bubble, play nearish to cover. 0 bubbles, play cover, right? That should be your perspective. So we're at 65 energy right now. Okay, we're fine. Yeah, just keep right-clicking, that's fine. Now we push in. So, do I want to be here? Well, let's think about this. I'm wide in the open right now. Where's cover? Right side? This is okay cover. It's not great cover. I can get flushed out of this. Left side? This is great cover, right? This is good hard cover. If I need to disengage from a fight, I absolutely can. I think this is too aggressive right now. I think 1 bubble playing here is fine, right? Again, this is mostly like good cover, so I can stay alive and reduce damage. Playing in the open here, no good. 2 bubbles, I'll do this. 1 bubble, I don't want to do this. I would play like right side of car and just like beam down the Bastion, right? Or waste his time. Then I have bubbles and I push in and I kill him. This, too aggressive. I'm going to take too much damage here. So you're burning down the Bastion, taking damage. Okay, you pop the bubble. Now, you pop bubble, right? You're staying out here, 2/3 health. What do? You're pushing forwards. Bad idea. Chill. I know you want to kill the Bastion, but chill. It's fine. It's not the time to do that. Like, you really, really need to get your bubble in, and then you're going to die here. See, so this is the difference between you and a higher ranked Zarya, is a higher ranked Zarya understands that you can get punished. Zarya without bubbles is the most fragile tank in the game. Like, you have no armor, right? You get absolutely obliterated here. And how do you die here, by the way? It's the Bastion shooting you in the face, and the Ashe is going to pop you right here. So it doesn't show the Ashe in the kill feed, which is like a weird bug in the game sometimes, but the Ashe headshot is actually what kills you here. That's how you die so fast. But like you should always realize, especially when you get to higher ranks, people will headshot tanks all the time. Literally all the time. Ashe pocketed headshot from Mercy does 197 damage or something. So you should always be wary of that. The Mercy really shouldn't be pocketing the Ashe right now. She should just be pocketing the Ashe, and you'd already be dead by now. So
just a note here is that's why I'm emphasizing how important it is to respect the enemy like aim, the fact that they can blow you up. There's no reason to die here. If you just stay here and beam down the Ramattra, right? Wait for double bubble and then push in and then you win the fight and then it's over. What are they gonna do to stop you? Right? You bait out Ramattra shield, you walk forward, fight's over. Even if Bastion's tank form, you can kill him through tank form. So that's a note. That's an overall point. I want to tell you something specific to King's Row. So on King's Row, the defending team generally cannot play out here once your team has taken statue, because there's not really any cover out here. It's really, really hard for them to stay in this position. So over here, weirdly enough, you're already in a winning position right now. What you need to do is you need to just tap the edge of the point when you're ready, like, and then force the tank onto the point. And then you burn down the tank. And then the tank retreats around the corner. Then you stay on the point and start building time. The tank will get anxious and they'll start trying to force the fight and make mistakes. But that's good. If you're like, hey, look, Ramattra's pop Nemesis, my team's not ready, just back up, right? Back up around the corner, totally safe. The worst thing you can do right now is to accelerate the pace of the fight. That's so important as Zarya. Sooner or later, Zarya wins every fight in the game against every single hero, every single composition, every single lineup, as long as they cannot kite her. I cannot emphasize this enough. I don't care what the 5 opposing heroes are, as long as they can't kite you and they have to physically stand near the point. If you are high energy and you have double bubble, you will win. Like, there's no way for them to stop you unless they swarm and kill you. So as long as you don't accelerate the fight, you will win. It is impossible for the enemy supports to keep up with 170 damage per second from your beam. Not possible. It is way too much damage. They will eventually run out of resources and they will lose. Alright, so we're gonna cover here, you die, this is a silly death. No reason you should die here. You should already be up there, up front, right? Full energy, full health, double bubble, and you should be winning the fight by now. So reset, wait for Ana, good. Alright, so you're trying to get energy right now. You're chilling. Genji's low. This is a really bad bubble. Why is this a really bad bubble? Number one, the Genji is deflecting. So nothing can kill him except for a beam attack. The enemy team doesn't have any beam attacks, so he's not gonna die here. A. B, he's around the corner by the time you bubble him. C, even if he was gonna die here, like let's say they threw dynamite and the dynamite was like, or rather, if I saw dynamite, I would bubble him. But if I didn't see dynamite, but let's say like he just happens to die to some random BS or he like climbs over the top and gets killed, so be it. His spawn is right here. He'll be back in 15 seconds. I don't want to waste this bubble on the Genji. It's just not worth it right now when we're still setting up in the neutral phase. I need that bubble for energy. Using that bubble right there and barely getting any energy, got like 5 energy out of it, that's a throw. That cannot happen, right? At diamond and above, you cannot pop a bubble that does not either A, save a life, or B, get you energy. No good. Like, this is the equivalent of Reinhardt, like, charging at the opposing team and just dying. Like, it can't happen. Or, like, your team saves you, but, like, just barely, and they burn all the resources, and then you lose because you have no resources left. Like, this can't happen. So, that is a wasted bubble already. Now that I wasted the bubble, like, at GM, if I did that right then at GM, I would assume I'm going to lose this fight. Like, I would be like, yep, this fight's over. I would need to, like, reset the fight and be like, okay, I'm going to play. Like, that bubble, that wasted bubble, literally is going to set you back, like, 15, 20 seconds. So, it's just not worth it at all. You're beaming right now, but let's be careful. You have no bubbles right now. You need to play extremely safe. So, for example, if you get naded here, and vortexed, and Bastion pops tank form, you die. You cannot survive that. Even when you get your bubble up, you'll be dead. Like, you'll be dead through the bubble. You cannot survive this. Right? You need to play very safe here. Now you have 1 bubble, but you immediately pop the bubble. So, once again, you're in 0 bubble territory. With 0 bubbles, that means you can't really do a whole lot here because you have to play away from cover. You should kill the Ana right there, very clearly. So, look, that jump you did out of cover, what are you doing? This is not the time. You're not high energy, right? There's no opportunities here. There's 4 heroes here. The Mercy heals for 55 health a second. The Ana heals for 93 health a second. You can't kill anybody here right now. You need to chill. You just need to play safe, right? And then you're going to die again. So this is the difference probably between your Zarya play and your Ramattra, your Reinhardt play and your Drinker Queen play, is that you don't have a good feel for how much damage you can take and how much danger you can be in. Like consistently, over and over again through the course of this game, this is going to be the problem. It has nothing to do with the point, it's nothing to do with King's Row, nothing to do with Ramattra or Bastion or anything. You just don't have a good feel for what you need to be doing and like how much you can get away with. Again, another really bad bubble, right? Even if you're bubbling the Moira here, because the Moira is low. I think that's what you're trying to do here. But who cares? If the Moira dies, your Genji just respawned, your Hanzo's already dead. It doesn't matter. Like this is not a priority. You just double bubbled here. You got 27, 39 energy. Not worth it. Right? You got half the energy that you should be having right now. Your perspective should be, hey, we're not going to win this fight because we're down 2. I'm just trying to get energy and build ulti. Like, I need to be patient right now. Right? Now Ramattra walks into your back line, you jump backwards there, which is a huge mistake. Watch. So, right, reloading. Here's Ramattra. You should be following the Ramattra out to safety here. Because Annihilation does no damage to tanks. Annihilation does 30 damage a second. For tanks, that might as well be a tickle. Like, you literally do not care about Ramattra Annihilation. Like, ignore it completely. Don't have it affect your decision making from a damage perspective at all. So, in this situation, I'm missing 2 of my teammates, right? Genji just got here, right? Hanzo's over here. Like, my Moira's probably going to die because I saw that she was super low. I just want to get out and save my energy. So, right now, we're going to watch as you see you're walking backwards, and then you jump backwards. Now you're in crazy high danger because of that jump backwards, which puts you further and further away from cover. Do you get punished this time? You don't. But it's a symptom of the fact that you're not thinking through your positioning. What should I be doing? Where should I be going? What line of sight should I be breaking? Really, really important. The whole time you're visible to the Ashe, which is a really bad idea. So you're trying to chase the backline right now. I just don't think this is the right time. You have no bubbles here, and you're not even high energy. You did get nanoed, which is like itself a problem, but like whatever. Like, I don't think I would have wanted this nano. And you're going through, and you're gonna pop this grab. So this is 100% a panic grab, right? You're like, here, okay, burning. You get low. You're going to reload. By the way, you should always right-click the last of your ammo out. And then you grab the nanoed Ramattra, who's full health. This grab does nothing. Right? This grab literally does nothing. You're going to swap D.Va here, and then you're going to walk on, and it's just a Ramattra here, and your team's going to end up winning. But not really from anything that you did. Like, you killed the Bastion, I suppose, but you could have easily killed this whole point, like everybody on point, without having any of these issues if you just were like a little more patient and understanding how to play safer with your bubbles. Alright, so let's jump to the final here. So, to recap, you're going to die here. We're coming forwards. Okay, great. So, D.Va's going to throw a bomb. Alright, fine. Backing up, yep, that's the right call. You want to bubble energy? That's fine. You don't need to stand that close, by the way. It does 1,000 damage, you only need 200. If you stand anywhere here, you're still going to get full energy from it. You don't need to walk into its face. So, right there, I would have considered bubbling the Zen, for the record. Like, this Zen should be dead. Like, the Ana's shooting at him, and what the heck else was it? He should be dead. I would have bubbled the Zen there. I would basically never stand still. So, but like, burning the D.Va here is good, right? A lot of people will say, oh, go after the supports, go after the supports. Often for tanks, it is not possible to go after the supports. The right call here is not to try to ignore the D.Va and kill the supports. The right call here is to burn down the D.Va. With high energy, as I said, they cannot keep up with the amount of damage that you do. The D.Va is forced to be in like a race condition where she has to do something really, really impactful, or she is going to lose the fight because you're much better than her in neutral phase. Neutral phase is when neither side has committed. So either she has to disengage from you completely and give up the space, or go high ground, give the space, or she needs to fly over here and dive and get a kill. Otherwise, you're going to win. So just don't rush anything, burn down the D.Va, and you're going to win this fight. So, not the time to be backing up right now. Again, just use the corner, burn the D.Va down. D.Va does very little damage at this range. See? Because you give up the space in the D.Va, the D.Va's like, oh, now she has a free lane. She goes after the Cassidy, and she burns down the Cassidy. This never happens if you're in her face, because by now, you would have done like another 250 plus damage to her, and she wouldn't feel comfortable doing this dive because she would be so low. Which means when she went out of Cassidy, she would get demeched here. So either she gets demeched and your Cassidy lives, or she doesn't go at all. Either way, that's a win for you. There's no reason for this to have happened, right? This is like a 100% a mistake by you. So, what are we doing right now? Well, how many bubbles do we have? We have 0 bubbles. Remember the rules. 2 bubbles, do whatever the heck you want. 1 bubble, play near cover. 0 bubbles, play in cover. Are you playing in cover? No. This is like a 2 bubble situation. If you have 2 bubbles, fine, go ahead and do this. 1 bubble, don't do this. 0 bubbles, hell no, don't do this. This is like suicidal for you to be playing out here. You can get burned down so fast. Right? Again, you're not respecting the enemy DPS at all. You're at 141 right now. 100, right? You're getting so low. You're so lucky that nobody peeks you right now to get the kill. If the Ilyari, for example, just peeks you right now, you die. Like, instead of wasting that shot, if she just peeks you right now, and like just shoots 1 shot at you, you die right here. Play your range. Against D.Va, D.Va does 140 damage a second, excluding missiles. You want to be playing at your maximum range, which is 15 meters. It's roughly around here. Play max range against D.Va whenever possible, and her damage goes from 145 damage to like 30 damage a second. Meanwhile, your damage has no damage drop off from point blank all the way out to here. So play your max range, right? Understanding your effective range as a hero is critical to winning duels, right? Where do they want to be versus where do I want to be? So hard commit here. Again, right click when you finish ammo would have killed the Iliari. That's like a critical tip on Zarya. Always right click to finish your ammo. As close to 0 as you can. Good tracking here on Iana. Yep, really good. Ana dies here. I would not bubble there for no reason. Like, those bubbles mean something, right? Don't bubble randomly. That Tracer could just straight up killed you right now. Right? She has Pulse. I 100% at higher ranks you get Pulse and die here. Because why would she Pulse here? She wants to reset your energy count. Zarya's strong when she has energy, but when she doesn't have energy, she's super weak. She's easily the weakest tank in the game, and arguably one of the weakest heroes in the game, if not the weakest hero in the game, when she has no energy and no bubbles. So the fact that you have no bubbles here, right, and no energy, is actually puts you in a lot of risk here. But you actually do have a bubble, so I guess it's good that she held it. But I'm just noting here that like you'd be super careful about getting low, right, especially when you're out in the open. You also have to remember D.Va Bomb is a constant threat to you as well. All right, playing away from cover, playing away from cover. All right, now you're bubbling way too far away from cover. I think your bubble gets like, oh, you bubble your teammate. That's what happens up here, right? This is a bad bubble. Like, forget it. Whatever happens over here, like, let it go. It's a Genji versus Moira. It's a 1v1. Okay, fine, but like your Widow can see it. The Genji's already low. I would not expect my Tracer to lose in this situation. It is Tracer, right? Yeah. Sorry, Kiriko. I don't know why I'm messing up the names. So. Also, new skins make it harder and harder for me to tell what heroes are. But I would not expect my Kiriko to lose in that situation. Either way, if it is, it's on her. Like, there's not a lot that I can do about that. Wasting bubble here is suicidal. And now you're going to die, and that is a throw. When this happens, I would basically assume I'm going to lose the game. Like, at this point in time, because think about it. I have to respawn 10 seconds from now. I have to walk back out here in 10 seconds. That's 20 seconds goes by. Then I have to use 2 bubbles to get energy. That's, like, again, another 10-ish seconds for that to happen. Then I only have 1 bubble, which I probably need to pop to save my life. That's already 30 seconds now that have gone by, and I finally have full energy, but I have no bubbles left, which means the enemy team can just walk over me and kill me. That understanding of the gameplay loop for Zarya and the timings is the difference between you and a better Zarya, right? Just understanding, like, look, this is not my time to shine. I don't need to do anything. I just need to be safe. I just need to be an 80 energy Zarya with 2 bubbles chilling over here, right, in good shape, holding the corner. I don't need to be trying to walk into the opposing team like you are right now. Right? This is fine. Like, don't walk up here. Like, I know you really want to beam them. Don't walk over here to try to beam them because you're going to burn all your bubbles trying to get away. Just beam the D.Va. Yeah, that's fine. Don't do this. See how you're stepping forward? This is not the time. And you get spooked, you pop bubble, you only get like 15 energy out of it. Now you pop second bubble. Right? You're at 73 energy, but you should be at like 90-something energy. And now you get to play back. All right, fine. Burning D.Va down. This is good, right? Don't back up. So you're losing track of the distance. I can already tell, and you can also see the hit markers on your screen and hear the sound. So as you're burning the D.Va, you're getting slightly out of range. Okay, so we're good here, right? Good here. This moment right here, a better Zarya would have walked forward to keep the beam on, because you have a very good opportunity to demech her right now. Demeching her right now is huge. If you demech her, you're literally going to burn 30 seconds off the clock for her to either die and respawn or refarm mech and get it back. So demeching here is massive. It's a huge play. But you see how you're not close enough because you're not reading the range of your beam correctly. So that's like a mechanical mistake here. All right, bomb's coming. You pop bubble here, but it's sort of LOS's block. You're not going to get any energy out of this, which is really unfortunate. I think, considering your situation, you're already high energy, right? You already got 60, 63, 62, 61 energy. I would be like, fine, what? Just sit around the corner, see if it lands. If it lands, I pop bubble. Otherwise, I just go back to doing what I was going to do. Now you've wasted a bubble for nothing. Yep. All right, burning. Again, what are we doing? You have 1 bubble. Are you near cover? You are not. This doesn't count as cover because the Tracer's in this spot. So you want to be over here. If you're over here, like here-ish, this is fine, okay? This is a throw. This is way too far forwards. Even 2 bubbles, I think this is extremely aggressive right now. But you pop your bubbles, you're forced to walk back, right? Pulse goes by. I think Tracer's trying to pulse you, is my guess. I think she's tracking your bubbles here. Oh, no, she's just completely whiffs this. This is what Diamond's like, right? Diamond is the last rank that you get into where people will mess up basic mechanics. You will not see that happen in Masters. Like, the Tracer completely whiffs this pulse. At a minimum, the pulse is going to land near somebody and pop you for like 200 something damage. So you're very, very lucky that this doesn't hit anything. So let's think for a second. Remember my previous tips. So how many bubbles do we have? 1. Am I near cover? I am not. There's no cover here. The nearest cover is behind the cart. So I'm going to be playing like over here right now with my 1 bubble. Okay? This is 2 bubble territory. Really, really far forward. This is me thinking I'm going to roll the enemy team. That's not the time right now because I'm going to get in too much danger. Okay? Second tip, how do I fight Diva? Well, with Diva, I want to fight the max length of my beam because there's no damage fallout to my beam. I do maximum damage whether they're close range or long range as long as the beam can hit them. Diva, on the other hand, does a ton of damage. She does 144 damage per second. She doesn't worry about energy, and she can use missiles too. At close range, she's extremely dangerous. She pops your bubble almost instantly here. And now you're in a ton of danger, and now you're going to die. This is throwing. This is what throwing looks like on Zarya. Like, at this point in time, like, you already like have had multiple chances to like turn this game around. Again, you could win this game by literally just sitting behind the cart. And like, what are they gonna do? Just save your 2 bubbles, keep burning the Diva down, right? Wait for Diva Bomb, which is pretty much the only thing that can cause you to lose at this point, and then you're fine. And just burn out 3 minutes that way. You die, you throw Grav, which is like barely any value. Like, yeah, technically you trade tanks, but you're very, very lucky that does anything. You're gonna come out right now with Diva, but you're gonna lose this, and I'm not gonna bother analyzing this part. Okay. So, what to do differently? As I mentioned, number 1 biggest thing is playing differently with bubbles, right? 2 bubbles, you can be aggressive. 1 bubble, play cover, play near cover. 0 bubbles, play in cover, right? As a general rule. 2 bubbles, do whatever you want. 1 bubble, near cover. 0 bubbles, play in cover. Very, very important. Number 2, tempo. The longer the fight goes on, the better the chances I have to win. I am not a brawl tank. I am not a dive tank. Or that's misleading. People say that Zarya is a brawl tank. I consider her more in the category of poke tanks myself, but like that's a different story. But the longer the fight goes on, the better it goes for you because you're the only hero in the game that gets stronger as fights go on. Right? The longer the fight goes, the better and better you get. At 100 energy or even like 70 energy with 2 bubbles, you are the best hero in the game. You will outduel anybody. You're so strong as Zarya, right? With high energy and 2 bubbles, like it is impossible for anyone in the game to beat you unless they can just kite you, right? Which I would not call L5 as beating you. That's just like avoiding you. So, tempo, right? When to push, when to chill. Be patient. Be selfish. Zarya can be super selfish as a tank. You are a solo carry. You're the solo carriest of all the possible tanks. Like, you can kill everybody in the game, but you need to stay alive, right? So, we covered number 1. We covered number 2. Number 3, I would say wasted bubbles on teammates. Like, sometimes it's like you have to make a quick decision, like, oh, like, what's their actual risk level of dying? And does their death actually impact this fight? If not, right? For example, when you're on offense and short spawn, their death doesn't really mean a lot unless you have an advantage otherwise, and preserving their life means you're going to win. There are lots of situations where your teammate dying is not actually necessarily a problem for you because it doesn't change the outcome. Like, oh, this fight's lost anyway, whatever. No point in me bubbling. I'm going to save that bubble so I can get out. Very important. And the last thing is Zarya mechanics. Minimum right-clicking to finish, really, really, really important. Super, super important. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Hopefully this is helpful.